But I think it was a good point which Rain jumped on Buddy for about
erectile dysfunction.
You say erectile dysfunction. Let's say erectile dysfunction. So, I'm with my partner. Like we're having a nice evening. Just about to go upstairs. She's like, "Babe, I'm gonna go in the shower. Meet me upstairs in 5 minutes." Yeah. You know what time it is. Do you know what I mean? So psychologically, I'm like, yes, man, go get some peace tonight. You start doing a little dance, innit? The little jig or whatever it is. You go make yourself a drink, me, bottle of water all the time. I need a bottle of water for that aftercare. But do you get what I mean? So it's certain things that you know. Get into the bedroom, 12 strokes later, you're done. In your head, you're like, what's going on? What's happening? She's looking at you like, did you come? Yes. Vulnerability then. I'm like, wait.
I got mine, you better get yours.
But at that point, if you have, as I'm talking as a man in it, if you have come, part of me is like, I don't want to be Dwayne. You know, the dancehall tune.
Yes.
It's part where look, all of a sudden. But part of me is like, I don't want to be the I got a 2 minute man. It's not that. So in my head, I'm like, okay, I now need to get hard again. Let's just be raw in it. I have to get hard again. How am I going to do that? And she's like, oh, baby, you're going to get hard. And you're like, it's not a choice. It's not there's no button I can press. You know what I mean? I can't. You know, you just shut windows down and then restart it. And then obviously
turn off and on again.
It's not all of that. So
who do you talk to about this?
But there's a place for it. And then it's the whole. She's like, oh, I'm just gonna go to sleep. Now you're like, okay, babe,
I'm a dick.
You're lying there like, I'm a prick. Do you know what I mean? You're looking at your dick. You're like, bro, we normally got this. What's going on? But do you know what I mean? And then how, as men, do we deal with that? A, the root cause. B, the process. Or is it tomorrow, yo, bud, have you got any of them Vigras? Do you know what I mean? Wiley was sending them in the group. Have you got any? Because I think I need, not necessarily like, yeah, I didn't realize I was stressing out at work and there was this going on and do you know what I mean? The police pulled me over because my tires were bald. So now all of these things are going on in the background and now it's affecting your male performance. Do you get what I mean? So I'm just going to summarize now. So A, if we recognize it, how do we deal with it? And B, where do you channel to vent the issue and the problem?
Swings right back round to what I said about the mental affects the physical earlier and about how it may bring you down because you may feel like, oh my God, am I less of a man now? You might think, do you know what I mean? Like it might bring up so much other stresses from that one in 100 incidents. Because you might think, right, if our next time is going to be the same,
let me not do.
Am I going to be?
And then the next time you have sex, let me not do that again.
Yeah, am I going to be like? Am I going to be back to normal? It's going to be again. Like
that's true.
Like there's a next level of stress again.
I think you're thinking like me. What are you going to say?
Well, I just think to me, I don't care. I mean, you're saying that. I mean, I got mine. I mean,
so I wouldn't go that far.
No, but I'm saying
that's mad.
No, but I'm saying you lot are going so deep in it. Again, I'm very open in my relationship where I'm able to stand and say, if that was the case, then I'll say to Safra, I just came. I mean, it was great.
See, right, so I'll change it. So I think, like, again, I'm with you in that. If you are a 1 minute man and that happens as a one, whatever. But if the situation becomes difficult.
If you're not a 1 minute man.
No, forget that. It's that if you couldn't get it up in the first place.
That's the problem. There you go.
Exactly. Yeah. Now take out, again, if you was able to sustain for a little piece and you got your thing, boom, fine, you done your thing. Yeah. But if you couldn't get it there in the first, that is the big issue. Yeah. Now that's when you start thinking about the Viagras. Am I less of a man and blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, you've done a job when you've done your 12 strokes. Yeah. But if you can't get it to get the half a stroke...
Do your 12 strokes a little bit slower. I don't know, bro. There's one. So, that's a really... No, bro, I have to be honest. There are people that are struggling with this. I think that's a really ignorant way of looking at it, because if you're in that position and you don't know what to do, you can't turn around and say, I got mine, what about yours? Because then your missus is now like, you can't satisfy me. What now? I mean, you're living with. What is she gonna do about it? There's other ways, bro.
I'm gonna go and fight. No, bruv. You know, you live in your fantasy land.
She's gonna go find Long John Harry.
Oh, my ex we used to have sex for an hour straight. No water. No water.
My feelings.
Do you know what I mean? That really hurt my feelings. This is the reality that some people are facing. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather not have sex because I don't want to then have sex, come quick, and now you're just there fuming. Look, I mean,
there's other ways, bro. The intimacy's not there. You saying it?
Engage. I want to have this podcast without you there.
No.
I agree. The balance where you can talk about this and say, oh, just there are other ways. Just because if the problem, let me finish, bro. Because if the problem is me right now and I'm going through something that's affecting my sexual performance, turn around saying there's other ways still doesn't fix my sexual performance. Do you get what I'm saying?
So pardon my ignorance then. So is let's be brutal, being crass, is coming quickly a result of stress?
It could be.
I don't know about that.
You could be battling with something, and in the back of your mind, you're like, don't come. Like we've been arguing, don't come. Let me give her the night of her life. 5 strokes later, you bust, and she's like, well, is that it?
I'd say it's over arousal.
So all of a sudden, you're...
Right, just to answer the question, stress can be a significant contributing factor to premature ejaculation.
Thank you.
Significant.
Thank you.
Because
and you're going to turn and say, just do it slower.
Psychological factors like anxiety, relationship problems, and performance anxiety can all play a role.
Of course.
So if you're thinking about it, it's going to play more of a role because you're now stressing even more.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I mean, that's talking about the aspect of premature ejaculation, but not to the point of what
erection in the first place.
Have it in the first place.
Right, of course.
That's a whole different thing.
Dysfunction.
Again, stress and all that stuff can affect that as well.
No, stress is a major factor, but then that also comes down to what you're eating. Did you eat a steak? You know what I mean? Have you been eating fatty foods throughout the week?
McDonald's.
Are you having the right salts? You know what I mean? All that kind of stuff in your diet. The right magnesium, vitamin D and all them kind of sitting there. But I personally think, and this is coming from a point of ignorance and Wiley just corrected about the whole stresses. I'm not saying just go slower, but there is an element. If you normally are able to perform at a level, that performance is still within you. You might have a slip up. So, has no one had a slip up?
Yeah, of course.
Exactly. And then the next time,
but if what I'm saying is, if you're sustainably having this slip up,
that's a madness. Yeah.
So then you're like, and if to satisfy your woman, women and men, we come differently, we orgasm differently. So if for your woman to reach that, she's gonna need 7 minutes of consistent sex before she gets to her position, her place. This is. I'm not saying it's mathematical, but 7 minutes is her place. After 7 minutes, she's eyes are rolling back, legs are shaking, toes are curling, all sorts. Do you know what I mean? So if you're not getting there, then you're not satisfying her.
Yeah.
Saying I'm just going to do it in another way doesn't fix the problem. It may fix today's problem, but now you're going to have the performance anxiety. So next time it comes up, then you're like, say if it happens again.
I got a headache.
So now you're making excuses. Yeah, you're the one that's saying,
I got a headache, babe.
Yeah, I'm coming. But you go and get started.
So, just as a roundup on that particular point, before we go into round up the whole thing, what percentage of men do you think go to the doctors about things going sexually? And I don't mean like anything else, but sexually, things happening downstairs. What percentage do you think goes to the doctors?
I'm going to say 23%.
65%.
Tongo?
23%.
Citrus?
40%.
I was going to say about 40.
So 33% of men with those problems go to the doctors. So that's a staggering 67% of men do not go. because they don't want to talk about it, or they don't want to. They don't want to have the
with the problem.
This is all with the problem. So don't want to talk about things because of the stigma. Yeah, exactly. The embarrassment, the stigma of it all, which comes down to when you know that's on a thing like that. Now, when you're talking about other things to do with health, whether it be mental health or physical health, the number of men that go doctors is even smaller. It's mad.